Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This video is about 5 things that freak me out in the United States. I am from Russia and I came to the States in 2015 first to run my company, and I got super excited about the Silicon Valley. I got back to Russia, got my work visa and came back in November 2016. So I've been here for 7 months and I absolutely love this place, but there are also things that I encounter in my daily life that make me really freak out. So if you're interested to hear those things, please continue watching this video. The first thing that really freaks me out is fines. So here's the story. We bought a new car, we put it into our parking basement and we were so excited about it. I forgot to tell my building that we have a new car. But the story is, next day, we're super excited, we want to go somewhere on a new car. We go down to the garage and there is no car. So it got towed away and I'm calling the towaway service and I'm asking, hey, did you tow away Mercedes? And they're like, yes, we did. And I'm, how much does it cost to pick it up? And she's like, okay, I'm gonna take a pause here. Just take a couple of seconds and remember how much does it cost to get your car back in your city. Like in St. Petersburg, where I'm from, it costs around $80. And here she goes, $600. So my reaction was like, what? Because I thought I heard something different. Like seriously, $600 for a towed car. And it's not like they took it next block. They also took it like 40 minutes away from my building. Why haven't they taken it to LA? Like, this is so crazy. And also the amount of fines that you get here. So parking in San Francisco, 1 hour costs around $4. And this is the story that happened to me a couple months ago. So I left my car, I paid for 1 hour of parking, I came back, I was 2 minutes late, my fault. But the fine was $88 for being late for 2 minutes. I think this is incredible. And when I'm getting these fines, I'm like, why am I here? Why do I have to pay all of that? But yeah, I love this place, I love the Silicon Valley, and I make a separate video about why I'm here. I'm gonna go to the next thing that freaks me out. Thing number 2, the cost of medical care. So I have my insurance that costs $350. I still have to pay, like this $350 is per month, not per year, because in Russia, like if you pay for, the best insurance would be like $1,000 per year. So yeah, I pay $350 a month and I still have to pay for every single visit. So if I see my PCP, I pay $20. If I see a specialist, I pay $40. But the most interesting part comes later. So you come and see your doctor and imagine that something goes wrong and he's like, oh, we need to do this and this, like let's do an ultrasound, or I will give you a plastic band for your arm that hurts. And you're like, okay, let's do it because the doctor advises. And then in 2 months, you get a bill from that doctor that this plastic band for your arm cost $400. And you go to the CVS store, which is like a local pharmacy, and you can get the exact same band, exact same brand for $6. And you're like, seriously? And this is what happens. Like, if you're conscious and if you can make choices, then you would say like, no, I don't need your band. Then you save $400 because sometimes insurance doesn't cover this. It says like, this is the cost that you have to carry. Then coming down. But imagine something bad happens, like when you cannot control what other people do and you cannot say, no, please don't do the ultrasound, I know how much it costs. Yeah, and you still have your copay, you still have your out-of-pocket expense. So getting sick in America is really expensive. And there is this video that went viral on Facebook. The guy needed to replace his hip and it cost around, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it cost him like $50,000 in the States. And he said for that amount of money, he could have flown to Spain, business class, replace the hip, then go to the mountains, ski, break his hip again, replace the hip again, spend some time in the south of France, relaxing and enjoying the sun, and come back to the States, and he would still have $5,000 left. Like, can you imagine that? Again, this, like, I think there this can be fixed with a more expensive insurance, but last time I caught a virus and I was at home, I was really afraid that it might get worse. So before I got the fever, I tried to Google all the urgent care centers that are in my insurance, so I don't come to an urgent care that is outside my insurance and I have to pay all of the fees. The third thing, internet and mobile phone. So again, I'm comparing with my country and I'm comparing Silicon Valley to St. Petersburg. I know it can be different in different parts of the United States, but my internet here is provided by Xfinity Comcast, and if you've ever called their customer service like this video, so I called their customer service at least 20 times because they have told me I'm gonna have a specific speed, and my speed is always like 5 times slower. And you call them during the day and you say, hey, the speed is actually slower than you promised, and they're like, oh, you should reboot your router and wait for 24 hours and everything is gonna be fine. And you do that and you call them the next day because of course nothing happens, and you have a different customer support guy who tells you, oh, you should reboot your router and wait for 24 hours. So after 4th day, I called them back and I'm like starting to freak out, and they send in an electrician or a specialist who checks the wires, and he says the wire, the Comcast wire that goes into my house is actually really old and this is what I'm getting. And I'm like, thank you, that's amazing. And I paid $80 a month for my internet. And the second thing is mobile phone. I pay $40 and I only get 4 gigabytes of internet, and the rest I need to pay for it. Yes, calls and texts are free, but then in Russia I pay like less than $10 a month. Thing number 4, homeless people. I know this is a San Francisco thing, but seriously, an average 1-bedroom apartment here costs $3,500 or like $4,000, and when you go out of your building, you want to enjoy the city vibes, you want to enjoy the nature, but when I go out of my building, I see homeless people everywhere, and there is nothing that is done to put them away from the streets. There are loads and loads of them, and if you've been to San Francisco, you've probably seen them. They sleep out there in the streets, they eat there, they also take drugs in the streets, and many of them are mentally ill. And it's like they don't touch people, they just live in their own world. But sometimes, like, if they find something in you, they can follow you and scream at you and shout. And this makes me really intimidated and scared because I'm afraid something's gonna happen. And once I tried to help one of the homeless people and I gave him some money, and you know what he's done? So I gave him change, and he sat there and he started throwing away 1-cent coins because this is obviously too small. I don't know, like, if you guys know why this is happening and what can be done to help those people, but I think there are too much of homeless people in San Francisco streets. And the 5th thing, I know many people from Europe would understand me, tax once you pay. So you never see the amount of tax you're gonna pay beforehand. You only find it out at the cashier when you're actually giving money. And for example, you go to have lunch and you see that the sandwich is like $7 and the drink is $1.5, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna spend $8.5, but you come to this lady to pay and she says $9.50 or whatever. I still don't know which is the exact amount of tax here, but and it's okay when it's lunch, like it's extra $1 extra, 60 cents extra. But if you're buying something big and you save money for it, and then at the checkout you actually find that you have to pay $300 more or $400 more, this is really freaks me out. And I don't know why it's impossible to just write down the amount of tax included into price. This is really weird for me. So these were the 5 things that freak me out in the States. Many people would tell, why are you still there? Why don't you move out? I think I will make a separate video, or if you look at some other videos, I've already said this is the best place right now for me to run my company. And yeah, if you just came from the States or you've never been to States but there are things that freak you out, please write them down in comments, let's discuss. And let me know what you think about this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next videos. Bye bye.